with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, so my name is Héléna, I'm from France and I'm 19 years old and I started at the same time as Elle.
Yeah, we met each other actually during the quarantine for the first time. But I've been stalking Helena's Instagram right before. So I was like, okay, I better be friends with that girl. And then we, naturally became friends. So today we're actually making a request video on the course overview of the first year. So we didn't prepare much, so we're just gonna improvise and guide you a little bit through what it was like for us, especially for us out in the middle of Corona with everything online through Teams. I didn't even use Teams before starting in this school. And then everything from 8:30 in the morning, you would sit in front of your computer and follow the classes. Maybe there are new students who are arriving in August who are watching us who would also like to know what it's like to start in HTH. It's the first year. So we thought we could just show you a little bit around what's gonna happen during the first year. And what is happening, have a big course, which is actually one big course and one course on the side, which is English, like Business English 1 is something you do automatically as you start.
So you have written and oral part.
It's like 50% of your grade, so you need to do well on both. I would not say it was super challenging, and it's very hospitality related, so you basically just gain some knowledge of how to speak in different role play situations on more formal type of English that you would need for your
with check-in and restaurant.
That's one of two situations that you would do in your exam. Some tips for you, prepare that well. And then the biggest part of the first block is a course called Checking In. It is hard to describe because it's built up
so many things about it.
Many small components that build it up. Want to explain a few of them that were involved?
So first, for instance, we had tourism.
We had some law and some ethics.
Oh my god, yeah.
And also something called leadership skills. Some very practical lectures were involved and some were only theoretical. You basically learn a little bit about all of the hotel departments, but also hotels and tourism and industry in general. A very intensive introduction course, we would say. That's what makes it a little bit hard, because if you haven't worked before, it's a lot of information to obtain at the same time.
Especially since it's not one subject, you have so many subjects in one that you don't really know. You know what you're gonna learn, but so many different things.
And a lot of literature to just read a little bit here, a little bit there. So you gotta make sure you organize your time well in this school, because it's a lot of self-studying for yourself to do well on the exam, because they could question anything. But I wouldn't say looking back, first block is the start point. You get introduced to what system we work at. Many lectures were built on how you reference well.
We even also had wine classes, which was very interesting. Even though there was the COVID situation, we could take sample wines and we could taste it in our room, so it was still really interactive.
Exactly. And then we also were supposed to have an etiquette dinner that got just postponed, but we just had it. So a lot of practical things, and even though COVID was just rolling over the entire program, it was still able to do some
I feel they managed
things.
to do something really nice.
And after the first block that you do together, you will be separated into smaller groups and move around the other 3 blocks, as we call them. Our first block was block C. Now we are in block D, and we both are doing the same type of courses right now, so maybe we should start off telling what our block D looked like.
So the first main subject is dealing with international guests. So we have, for instance, cross-cultural, how to difference one culture from another one.
We have extended ethics and extended law and hotel organization. It's basically a more extended version of Checking In course, I would say, but it's much more in depth.
Yeah, about knowing what each department does, and also the beverage part, the beverage management. So we get to know part of it, all the alcohol, but also coffee and tea. We even had tea tasting, and you had the alcohol tasting.
Beverage management is the most practical thing that we had during that block. And people usually say that the block we had now, it's usually shortened down to only called DWIG, so dealing with national guests would be shortened to DWIG. And that block in general is seen as the most hard one when it comes to how much information it's put into one. Because as I mentioned before, the start block is only 2 courses. With DWIG you have 4 courses that you maintain at the same time. It's having 4 balls in the air that are so different, but sometimes very similar that makes it difficult to like sort it out for yourself. It's definitely doable. Like, we haven't got our grades yet, but I can tell you, like, if you plan your time well and you manage it, not an issue at all, I think.
And at the same time, we also had an assignment like about those subjects, about beverage management and hotel management. So it really helped us like understanding the information and putting it in our assignment.
The other courses that are going aside from DWIC is HR. There we didn't really have lectures at all. It's been only workshops, 1 per week. So it's a lot of self-study and an assignment that you do before as a homework for the workshop, and then you get to apply the knowledge that you gain at home. Then another course is third business language that you could choose.
So we could choose between Russian, Chinese, Spanish, German and Dutch and French as well, and you had different levels. So for French, I think it was only intermediate. You can choose like beginner. I chose Spanish, second level.
I think with the German and French, you must have a certificate from beforehand if you want to do intermediate.
Yeah,
like
I think
Héléna.
this is what it
you
was.
should have like a grade before you can start on the second level. And I'm doing Mandarin exam tomorrow. I'm so excited. But yeah, even like Mandarin, it sounds horribly challenging, but it was fine. Like, the lecturers here are so talented, so I can definitely say that like I have some level of speaking Chinese, which is cool to only have done it for 8 weeks.
Yeah,
it's been going so fine.
But I think our subject is quite different because I have intermediate, so it's more about knowing how to welcome the guests, like check-in and restaurant, how to be a waiter in a restaurant in Spanish, how to talk in a formal way. And you had like
very general, like more like how to say hi, tell about your family. Very basic, but it's different, but it worked out. So the language you choose now, you're gonna study on the second year, so the 3 levels that you follow through your study. And the last course is called design research. That course we actually had online for this blog as well. It's about measurement level, visualizing the researchers.
And there was also like a really interactive platform called Graspable, and we had some exercises.
Very simple to follow.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and that's basically what we've done for the past 2 months. And now we're gonna dive into summer holidays soon, which is so exciting. But I really need my grades soon. Like, I feel like I did so much for this specific blog because it was a lot. So now you really want to hear like how it all went. And then we have other 2 directions that you could go for the next blog. That's gonna be block A now, when the new students are coming. And this is different for both of us.
I'm gonna do PE. So first I'm gonna start, I think, in the housekeeping. Then I'm gonna do the different outlets, kitchen, also scotel and front office.
So you don't have lectures at all. There are like no homeworks, but you just learn those practical skills you need for the...
Yeah, you're graded a lot. Like in 1 week, was it like eight times?
So you have a second year who is watching you basically all the time and makes notes and is guiding you through the process. So you learn, you apply, you work 5 days in a week, gain experience of all of the possible departments that you have in the hotel. And I think like Héléna is really looking forward to it, because
finally applying our knowledge, because it has been a lot of information and now we finally get the opportunity to put into practice what we learned.
This is going to be my last blog, and because I'm doing something different for next blog, and this course is called CBV. There are also 2 courses that go on the side, which I think is just like 50-50. The other one is called ENS. Because we both haven't had that course yet, it's a little bit difficult for me, but I'm gonna try to explain to you as much as I know about it. It's basically very different from what DWIC was about, and it's about numbers, accounting, finance, and ENS is about marketing. So there is a 1 big project that you make with your group from the week 1 until the end of the block where you present it. And CBV is a lot about the financial reports that hotels use, how you calculate it with different formulas. There's also like 2 exams in the middle and in the end of the block. I also heard that if you do well on that block, you can get the black belt certificate from our lecturers if you do well with numbers. By the way, I just mentioned about group projects. If you're starting in HTH, please be ready that your groups will not always be the dream team, and we do a lot of like team projects that you need to hand in on deadlines, so you gotta make it work somehow. But that's also what makes it so international, because you end up being with some national students and many internationals involved as well. And because everybody has so different cultural backgrounds, it could be challenging but also very fun to do group projects with other people. So definitely expect a lot of self-work, team projects, and having fun through the process, I think. So I think we could round it off if there are no more questions from people who could write them down below. Maybe you would be interested in learning a little bit more of what's awaiting us on the 2nd, 3rd and 4th year. By the way, the people who are finishing Block D now, people who arrived in August, are going on their internship to different countries for 6 months now. They're gonna be abroad and then come back to school and be MOs that we mentioned before, coaching the first years doing their PE. So it's like a lot awaiting around the corner, but it's so exciting. So if you somewhere considering choosing HTH, I would definitely say it's the right school if you want to combine the theoretical and practical things and have so much fun on the way. Also living in the middle of Amsterdam city, it's so beautiful here when finally something is open. Everything is actually open now. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope you had fun. Héléna hopefully will visit our channel more often. See you guys later. Bye bye.